Hi and welcome back to the channel, Easy Digital Art. If you're new here, I use Office Shapes to create artwork in Word. In today's video, I'm going to show you a piece of art, in this case, lightning bolts in a glass bowl. And instead of showing you how to make it, I'm going to show you by deconstructing it, how it's made, and then you can make it yourself. I just want to show you the techniques that are used rather than showing you how to make it specifically. So if you look at the items, everything's grouped. So first we ungroup it, group, ungroup. Alrighty, and then we're gonna have to ungroup it some more. And one useful thing is if you go Alt F10, it brings up all the individual objects here. So you can select each one individually. So we can see we still have it grouped partially. So this group, you can go click on it, I think, and then just, let me see here. Click on it, group, ungroup. That ungroups it, and then there's a second group here. It's just this bottom oval part that's connected to the actual bowl. So we're going to go click on that, ungroup that. Perfect. So now we can see all the different items, shapes. Here's one. Here's another one. And then there's the bottom plate. And then you've got your lightning bolts. To make the lightning bolt was very simple. I'll show you quickly. Go into shapes. Here's a lightning bolt. What you can do is you can give it some glow, but first you can change the shape fill. So if I wanted to make a green one here, I change the shape outline as well to green. Then I go into shape effects, bevel, and I can choose what I want. So you take this one, for example, the one we're using. Then you go shape effects, glow, and then you could give it any kind of glow. You can give it green glow, yellow, give it a yellow glow. And that's basically for the lightning bolt. You can mirror it, make it smaller, compact, make it bigger as well, rotate it, anything you want. So that's the lightning. This is just the plate, and for this plate all I did was go into insert shapes, choose a circle, go like that, and then in this case I think I left it blue, shape fill, gradient, and then you can just choose the gradient. So in this case that's the gradient. Outline, I may have made it a little bit lighter, I don't remember. Then you go into shape effects, you select bevel, and then you can choose whatever bevel you want. You can also adjust the lighting, which I'll show you right away. So that's that part. These two parts here, these cylinders, I'm going to close that for now. They are also a shape. You can go into insert shapes, and somewhere down here, here you go. I just used this, and then I made a shape fill, very light shape outline. I can't remember if I kept one. I think I'll take it out. No outline. No, I'm going to leave it back in. But I'm going to change the color to it. Shape outline, lighter like that. And what I did with both of these pieces, you can experiment with them as you go along, is I did give it a bit of a bevel. So go shape, bevel, and I can't remember which one. This looks like a nice glass one. But I also gave it a gradient, and for the gray one at least, we can just set it up. And then what I did is I go into shape format. You can either click on here, format shape, on this little icon, or you can go right click with your mouse and format shape. and it'll bring up this dialog box here, and you go into fill, and there's basically three colors to this, and you can adjust them if you want the gradient to move. You could also adjust the transparency for each gradient. So if this is forward, and say I take this middle one, then I can change the transparency of the middle part, like so. And then for this part here, I can also change the transparency separately, as you can see. So that's very convenient. So that's all I did is I for the gray one, I did that, changed the transparency. I think I flipped it around as well because I wanted two parts. I wanted a bottom base with a line, and then I wanted a top part. So if I was to change this now to make this bluish part, all I would have done is shape fill. Sorry, you got to go in here. Shape fill like that. Maybe a little bit lighter. Let me just see here. Yeah, like that. And then a gradient fill, and it always changes it. But okay, you get the idea. You go into the first color here. You can change it here. This would be a bit darker. This part would be a little bit lighter. The second color stop, like that. And then you can move it here a little further out. This one, it could be very light. You can adjust it like that. But these are very dark colors. I would probably, let's say, move it up higher in terms of, and I think we lost one color here, just a second here. You can always add an extra stop here and then just say, make this one kind of like light grayish, something like that. And then you change the transparency of that as well, make it lighter for each one so you could see through it like that, and then flip it around, for example. So if you took, where's the one we created here? This one here. So you just put this one, let's just say, like, let's see how we have it set up here. I think if you just go, just for presentation's sake, on top of it, like that, or you could flip it around. But I think it was like this. Can't remember. But anyways, you just keep adjusting it to get it to how you want it to look like. You can go like that. There's also, if you go into the second icon, go into 3D format, you can change the lighting angle. As you can make it look more like glass. I like to right click and edit points. Just adjust the individual portions, and then you can bring this in a little more, make it look like glass. And another nice thing you can do is material. Change the material. You can change the actual lighting in here as well, make it shinier, darker in this case. Because shinier is here, and then you just change the angle of that. Here's a bright one. And yeah, so just playing with the colors, shades, and that's all you have to do. And then with these, I just placed them in here. And then I also, if you go Alt F10, you can see where each one is. And if you want to, there's a certain way you can group them. So part of it sticks out like it's lighter than the other part. I think with this has to be in the middle. You can go bring forward. I'm not going to really get into that. You can experiment with it. This one here, let's see, this one's I think this one's on top. I'm not sure. This one, if you send this one back, so you can see what it does. And put this in here, and this will be on the top. And then you put this one, you can say bring to front, for example, so that it's kind of sticking out part of it. And this is like behind the glass. And that's about it. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.